You know, I've been yelling for years about hypocrisy that a particular group of people engage in. And I've been yelling out saying that white women have been the biggest racists or actually kept racism going more than anybody. If you look at history, if you look at current history, you sit there and it's hard for you as a honest person, especially as a black person, to disagree, male or female. Now, there are white people out there, white women out there who don't engage in this type of rhetoric, this type of mindset, but that's a small group. Now, if you take it personal and you say you sweep it down, you're not that group of people who engage in racism, then fine. This shouldn't offend you. This should make you angry at those who do. First, Tatum O'Neal came out and said something. You got Lisa Marie Presley hitting at a bombshell book. Now you got Sheryl Crow. You had others that came out and said something about Michael Jackson, but notice within a 3-week span, you had three white women come out for some reason. People need to remember. Now I wait for Brooke Shields to come out, but she ain't said nothing yet. Cause she don't want. Maybe she don't want like a hypocrite who spoke at his funeral and then try and badmouth. Now Madonna is the only white chick that defended Michael Jackson. And she said because she knows it's been written about her. And she knew of Michael Jackson. They hung around for a short period of time. Now, if you notice in the media, there's been a lot of female white writers and white female activists that decided that Michael was the boogeyman that they said he was 30 years ago. Now, those of you who don't remember, or those of you who wasn't born, way back in 1990, 1990 around that time, that's when the allegations started to be thrown out about Michael Jackson being a child molester. But there was evidence that was stated that the father that was yelling was blackmailing Michael and said, I could destroy Michael. All I got to do is say that Michael touched my son inappropriately. Because Michael put himself in a situation where she can be interpreted a certain way. And whether we fans of Michael Jackson or not, we have to admit that he compromised himself in a way that will make people interpret certain things. We've all heard some adult at some point say we have a childhood the way we wanted to have it. It's very rare that certain people get the things they want in childhood. Now, Michael, when you look at it, Michael didn't go out and ride his bike like we did. Michael can go places. Michael's performing at the age that most of us was learning about ourselves, trying to figure out our place in the world. So Michael did what any rich person do, go back and try to live as a child. He ain't the only rich person that does it. But because Michael was a black man that had that kind of money and influence, not power, influence. There's a difference. Because Michael was changing his look to appeal to Caucasians' taste. The media quickly started setting up narratives about Michael's family, and Michael went along with it. And Michael's brothers tried to tell him, Jermaine especially, don't fall for it. Now, those of us on the outside looking in, we only had bits and pieces of the story. But it was obvious to those of us in the black community, young or old, that Michael was trying to fit in with a group of people who really couldn't stand him. When Michael came back out and released Bad, did it have the sales that Thriller had? No. But it was still strong enough for Michael to be the undisputed king of music. I don't use the term king of pop. King of music. Michael even influenced the way his sisters perform. He still influenced the way concerts and people perform to this day. People that never saw him in concert only saw clips on YouTube or on TV. Michael wasn't as dumb as people thought when he came out of business. He was naive to things in life, but in business, he was shrewd. He pissed people off by giving Little Richard in control of his records, his masters, if I'm not mistaken. I think he sold to him for $1. Paul McCartney was mad for a good 30 years that Michael Jackson had ownership of the Beatles catalog. He thought he was going to try to manipulate Michael, like, hey, Mike, you know, it would be smart if you own your stuff, and maybe you should own the Beatles together. He said, we. Michael, like, why we? If Paul McCartney had that kind of money, why couldn't he go buy it? That means Michael was mega rich. And they didn't like it. There were times Michael gave interviews saying, I'm a black man. We've seen black folk on TV who have issues with themselves. Michael was conflicted look-wise. But there was times Michael still let it be known, I know what God this country is. There were things that Michael would say, like, I don't get him being a handkerchief head or sellout. The man would just try to fit into a narrative. Because let's think about it. If Michael didn't get plastic surgery, do you see white females or white fans swooning over him the same way? I don't think so. Because you notice a lot of his white fans thought that he was beautiful later in life. I'm like, I don't see it. So a lot of people sitting there want to blame Joe Jackson, which is unfair and unrealistic. It's actually his white fans that influenced him. The white people hung around like, yeah, Mike, you look great. But it's easy to blame his dad or his family. It's easy to blame them. And we as black folk have participated in that as well, which is dangerous, which is stupid when you sit down and think about it. But one thing Michael did wrong was allow himself to be around a bunch of white women. And these same white women that he was around that he was attracted to. And let's be honest, Michael was attracted to white women. From Elizabeth Taylor all the way down to whoever he was working with before his death or near his death. Think about it. When you look at Mike, go back and look at Mike over the years. All the white women around him, all the white women have betrayed him. Only one that never betrayed him was Elizabeth Taylor, but in some way she did by telling Michael, go out there and talk about your childhood. Say you was abused. So yeah, in essence, she did betray him. That she influenced him to go out there and do that crap, in which he said he regretted, and they never played that part. He said he regretted doing that to his father. He apologized to his father. They never play that audio. That's why I say if you're truly a Michael Jackson fan, you will know all the warts and everything. Now, do you know eternally what Michael Jackson was thinking all the time? No, you don't. Nobody knows what we're thinking as human beings. We can guess, we can assume. But there were times Michael was telling the world, like, look, leave me alone. He said, I'm not what you say I am. But when you get that kind of rich, there are people trying to take you down. But Michael aligned himself with the wrong people. I'm telling you, if science fiction and science reality ever goes catch up each other, I go back and tell Mike, stay away from the white women. Stay away from the women who quick to say, oh, we love you, Michael. And then turn around and say, Michael did this. We saw something inappropriate. Have you noticed there been a number of white women yelling about Michael Jackson for the last 30-some years? Gloria Allred, Lisa Bloom, Marie Orth, and many, many more. Tatum O'Neal, Lisa Marie Presley, depending on what interview she's giving. But Sheryl Crow has been doing this thing with Michael Jackson off and on for the last how many years? She'll praise him 1 minute and then she'll talk about he's sinister the next. Sheryl Crow did this back in the 90s. She was bad mouth. You know when him and Lisa Marie kissed and he was trying to make that comeback with history and everything. There was all his hits and he was doing Scream. She was throwing shade at him back in the 90s. And she got away with it because she was popular during that 90s. Remember she came out and Suck Up the Sun and all that stuff? She wouldn't be what she ever wasn't for Michael Jackson. He gave her opportunity to be who she is. But because he was getting negative press, she wanted nobody saying, well, did you perform Michael Jackson? She wanted to be separated from that. And then then a couple years later, oh, I love Michael. Michael's such a genius. He's just a sweet guy. Then around 2001, after 9/11, when that special aired and Michael was being accused again, she did an interview with her. And if I'm not mistaken, Kelly who played Lady Deathstrike in X2, they was talking to her, they was talking about Michael Jackson. He's a freak. Look at him. Who would want to be with him? Remember Priscilla Presley, and then was doing an interview with Diane Sawyer. Diane Sawyer asked this Marie, look at him. Look how you look. You was attracted to him. Remember Diane interview Diane Sawyer gave, you know? And Priscilla like, and the white guy said, Elvis would roll over his grave if you know his daughter was married to that guy. And Sheryl Crow was doing an interview, yeah, he's a weirdo. But then when he died, oh, Michael's such he's a genius. What they did to him was so wrong. And y'all heard me over the years talking about how Sheryl Crow would go back and forth with praising Michael and throwing him under the bus. But I knew with this documentary where Oprah gave the amen to the two liars, that I knew the people would turn on him, because we see in society, we think a documentary always tell the truth. But this documentary, it didn't tell the truth. It exaggerated things. That means other people was complicit if this documentary is the truth. The parents, the teachers, the people, everybody. And you got a lot of people saying, hey, that didn't happen that way. Why are we lying for a dead man? We ain't got to lie for no dead man. We didn't lie for when he was alive. So why now? See, Michael can't speak for himself. Only people Michael Jackson can speak for Michael at this point is his family and die-hard fans or people that was close to Michael in life. So that documentary hit overnight, people threw Michael under the bus, just like they did R. Kelly, just like they did Bill Cosby, just like they did Chris Brown. You know there's a pattern here. Black men, they only do this too. Sheryl Crow said that Michael got away with stuff because he's Michael Jackson. You was on tour too. Did you see anything inappropriate? She still can't say that she saw anything inappropriate. She said, why is the kid around? And you asked the parents that. That's something you should have said years ago. When you saw a little kid on hanging around Michael, you should have said, what's going on? But she thought about herself and only herself. So she said, ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, almost 30-something years later, you got something to say. You full of shit. But she's always been full of shit. Sheryl Crow wouldn't have anything or be a name was for Michael Jackson. She was performing on stage with Michael. Michael should have had a sister perform, like when he did that song, I Can't Stop Loving You. He should have had a sister, since it was a sister singing that song. With Sarita, what's her name? Sarita Garrett, I believe what her name is. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong or I'm right. Y'all let me know. He should have had a sister on stage, have a bunch of these white women on stage with him, background dancers and singers with him, and they all turned on him at some point. They was leading the charge in the 90s. Gloria Allred wanted him, these kids get taken away from him. People forget about that. Lisa Bloom was on TV just a few weeks ago, badmouthing Michael Jackson. Yeah, we knew he was a weirdo. He can't defend himself. And you know what gets me? When Sheryl Crow talking about Michael Jackson, the parents, the plastic surgery, and talking about his father and everything. Look at Sheryl Crow. This is before she had her face done. Look how wide her nose was. Look at this. Is her before she had her plastic surgery. Look at that nose. That nose is not the same nose that y'all see and know today. If you don't believe me, let's look at it. Look at her nose here. Look at her nose. But yet she had the nerve to talk about Michael Jackson and his plastic surgery. Over the years, she didn't badmouth Michael so much, but because she had a cancer scare, they won't say nothing. But see, women like Maureen Orff, who Tim Russert, may he rest in hell, was leading charge in the early part of the 90s. Diane Diamond and was leading that charge. But if you go back and read how they was getting paid off to put stories out there about Michael Jackson. These same white women have been silent about Stephen Collins and Ron Polanski and all these other dudes, well known. How many of y'all knew the dude from Ferris Bueller who played Principal Rooney was messing with children? They barely mentioned it. Paul Walker got killed in a car accident. They won't say nothing about Paul Walker having an inappropriate relationship with him. How many of these young white girls have messed with grown ass men in Hollywood? Old boy that played in the Green Mile is one of the correctional officers. I can't think of his name right now. Somebody put it down there. He was 50 years old, marrying a 15-year-old. And nobody in Hollywood say anything, but yet you got grown women messing with a grown man, meaning R. Kelly messing with actual grown women. He's 30 years their senior, excuse me. It's funny how black men had to have a different set of rules, but white men and white women do all kinds of things. Angelina Jolie and her brothers run around back in the day kissing and hugging on each other. Brothers and sisters don't do that. But people don't throw that in her face. They forgot all about that. Rob Lowe, him and his boy was messing with underage girls. Got it taped. Was videotaping them back in '89. They don't bring that up. They don't throw that in his face. There's a lot of things that these people have done, and they throwing and projecting on black men. But my thing is that Oprah Winfrey went out there and I told y'all, once Oprah go out there and throw a brother under the bus and give her a blessing attack, that's when they don't stop. Beginning of this year, nobody was bad mouthing Michael like that. Rumors came out that Oprah was going to be a part of a project about him being a child molester. And I said, when Gayle King did the interview with the brothers, I said, watch Oprah come in and hit the home run. And then when people in our community start criticizing, she started calling us haters. This woman forget how she got her start. And I've been yelling for years to out here on YouTube like Oprah's a rat. Oprah's no good. Some of y'all got mad at me. Y'all was like, how dare you talk about Oprah? Mike, she has nothing to do with us. If you ain't a light-skinned, mixed ethnicity black person, she ain't got nothing to do with you. If you ain't gay, she ain't got nothing to do with you. Oprah been throwing shade at Michael Jackson since even before this interview. That's why Michael gave her the interview. Michael, I give it to the sister. I trust at least to trust a black woman. That's what a lot of brothers have made their mistake in, trusting our women, thinking our women got our back. We know that woman outside our community don't got our back, but at least we know that's coming. We know that at some point she's gonna stab us in the back. Oprah gave those two dudes legitimacy and that documentary legitimacy, but when people start coming out saying, wait a minute, we know Michael, that wouldn't happen like that. He wasn't there for that. Michael wasn't even there. All of a sudden, the media started like, oh, but the damage is done. I was reading an article, they said, at weddings and parties, don't play no R. Kelly and Michael Jackson music. I'm sorry. I'm playing R. Kelly. I'm playing Michael Jackson. I'm a blast of music. Y'all still stood us to Gary Glitter in baseball, football, basketball arenas. You know that dun 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 dun, hey dun dun dun. Y'all still hit up, and he was a child molester. Here it is. Elvis Presley had a ex-wife had a nerve to want to talk about Michael Jackson, but didn't she sleep with Elvis when she was 14 and he was 20 something? And now his daughter was to come out. I read in one of the comment section that somebody said that Taj Jackson, Michael's nephew, has been in contact with Lisa Marie, and they said they on good talking terms. But there are a lot of people that the Jacksons thought they was friends with, and look what happened. I'll wait and see. I'm going to wait and see, because Lisa Marie Presley for years said that Michael didn't do anything inappropriate. If she flipped, that means she been lying all these years. That means she need to go to jail. She need to rob on charge, because she was married to the dude at one point. A lot of y'all forget the FBI was watching this man for a long time. They felt no evidence. But once you get labeled a sex offender, it's that stigma is hard to leave, and it's never going to leave Michael. It's always going to be that what if. D.L. Hughley participated. Yeah. I wouldn't make Michael Jackson watch my kids. Whoopi Goldberg defended Michael Jackson, but Joy Behar like, yeah, he's weird, and Whoopi's checked years ago. But lately, Whoopi Goldberg been sort of silent to come down and defend Michael. Y'all let that documentary, that hit piece, determine how you feel about Michael. Even though there's evidence that states that the man was set up, Geraldo Rivera, of all people, even said, you know what? Michael didn't do what he did. Even that first trial, when you look at it, all the evidence in totality, Michael was taken advantage of. He was nice. And see, when Michael gets hanging around, that white kids hanging around him. See, that's the problem. See, black kids, we ain't gonna sit back in 30 years and say, oh, by the by, Michael Jackson did this to me. First thing he did, I'm telling my mom and dad, and somebody will beat the living crap out of them. See, black people, people say that we put our kids up to make money off of, some do, but ain't no way in hell a little black boy or black girl gonna sit there and not say anything. Now, I know y'all gonna say, well, Michael probably went after white folk, they wouldn't, Like white kids are conditioned, white people are conditioned at a young age to look at us with disdain or suspicion or hatred. What it was that they saw, you had to explain, why my God, these kids around here? Remember, he didn't have just boys around him. But they try to rewrite history. Just like with the O.J. Simpson, they try to rewrite history. They know people are not going to get up and do the research. They're not going to ask important questions. That's why Sheryl Crow feels that she can get out here now and she can jump on a bandwagon. But where were you at 2 years ago? You were silent. Last time Sheryl Crow said something about Michael, he died, and she was singing his praises. But before that, she was dissing him. Then she was singing his praises. Then she dissed him. It all depends on what's going on in the media cycle. The media cycle when they want to talk about Michael Jackson. She would have been a nobody if it wasn't for Michael Jackson. And she had a nerve talking about him in plastic surgery. Let me show y'all the image again of her face. That's Sheryl Crow. That's 90s. That's late 80s, early 90s Sheryl Crow. Look how wide that nose is. If y'all didn't look at it, you wouldn't recognize her. Look how she changed over the years to fit a certain image. Just say she go right here and you still tell she got that before she got the nose job. She said that Michael probably didn't even know who she was. He knew who she was. Look at her now. She's full of it. But I told y'all, Oprah led the charge. Once Oprah go out there and throw black folk, or especially a black man under the bus, that's when everybody, they start give their little comments. Remember, Chris Brown, white folk didn't know Chris Brown like that until Oprah and the media made it big. But Oprah, like, she got on TV and started, oh man, Oprah criticized Chris Brown. Go back and type in the Oprah criticized, look at all the news articles that pop up, how, ooh, Oprah's disappointed in Chris Brown. And that's from that point on, that's when everybody in me said, we can go after Chris Brown. Just like when you saw the R. Kelly thing you just recently saw with Gayle King and Oprah and Gayle King, they criticized R. Kelly. That same white media was dancing to his I Believe I Can Fly, Stuff in the Name of Love, Your Body's Calling, all that stuff in the 90s and 2000s. And now they said, well, we can't get that black guy Obama. We got to get one of them niggers. And they got a hard on. We went after Bill Cosby, we went after Tiger Woods. Who can we go after next? Michael Jackson is dead and dead 10 years, and y'all won't let the man rest in peace. And y'all, it's questions that people don't want to put out there ask because the gay community don't want to be said, because usually when a gay man or woman molests a child at a young age, those children usually turn out to be gay themselves or confused about their sexual identity. Not one of these dudes is confused about their identity. Explain to me how Michael's able to molest old boy, was it Safe Chuck, while he was dating Michael's niece. He cheated on Michael's niece to mess with Britney Spears. He was climbing. He was trying to climb to get popular. And and I'm gonna tell you the reason why he changed his tune about Michael is because he couldn't. The people over the state said, "Nah, we don't need you. We're going to different." They wanted to clean house. Remember, they knew St. Chuck's and old boy background. They knew how treacherous and willing they thought they was lying. That's why the state didn't want anything to do with them. So they said, we're going to fix you. We're going to go out there and we're going to accuse Michael of inappropriate behavior. HBO and them, they went along with that. These companies are ran by people with certain political and racial beliefs. Stephen Collins was messing with little girls. You ain't see not one of them girls who are young women that come out and say anything about Stephen Collins. Old girl that was raped by what's her name? Ron Pulaski. She came out years ago before Larry King left the air and said, I'm not mad at him. It happened years ago. I moved on. I wanted it to happen. They don't play that. Then all of a sudden, a couple of years ago, she write a book. Yes, Ron Pulaski did this. But I said, then y'all go back and listen to that interview with Larry King when she said she wanted to move on. Did y'all go back and play that part where Harvey Weinstein was defending Ron Pulaski, saying you're only going after Ron Pulaski, he's Jewish? All these people have said and done things over the years, but the media got selective amnesia, and you got black folk that go on and give them cover. Wendy Williams, D.L. Hughes, all of them. Yeah, Michael Jackson, he did it. Yeah, he was a freak. He was a weirdo. And you're sitting there like, wow. But there are other brothers and sisters that know Mike and said that's not what Michael was. But y'all, that white folk tell you Michael Jackson was, you believe it. You bought to that wacko jacko thing. Michael Jackson's own kid said, Daddy used to get up, and if the maid didn't do it to cook, he would cook us breakfast and stuff. He would do things with us. Michael Jackson, even his own brother said that Michael was normal. He said Michael trusted the wrong people. I remember an interview with Tito and Marlon said our brother was too trusting. The Jackson family got to quit being so nice. See, they've been raised to don't say nothing. Just hope. No, you got to stop pushing back. Sheryl Crow and them are opportunists. Sheryl Crow was like, Michael, somebody should have said something. Michael was this. Madonna came. Notice they didn't. When Madonna came out defending Michael Jackson, the media didn't want to focus on that too much. Just like when Kathy Gifford defended Bill Cosby, the media didn't want to talk about that too much. They said, wait a minute. Wait, you got two white women out here who are known defending these black guys. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. See, this is why I keep telling you, younger brothers and sisters, y'all got to do your own research and use common sense. All this, the judicial system threw those cases out because they said those guys are lying. Their stories wasn't adding up. Well, I blocked it out. Michael Jackson was at his most vulnerable in 2005. From 2002, when he was charged, up until 2005, he was at the most vulnerable. They could have got Michael Jackson there. They could have pounced on him there. They didn't. You got video of Wade and them saying Michael was cool. Michael didn't do anything. He would hurt anybody. They were grown men. They wasn't little boys. It was grown men, and they speak for themselves. Now all of a sudden, don't buy what they said back in the past. Buy what they say now. And now Sheryl Crow is joining Tatum O'Neal and the bad mouth Mike. I'm waiting for Brooke Shields to come out. Sheryl Crow, she thinks she got to where she is because hard work. She got there to be next to Michael Jackson. That's what opened doors for her. But I've been telling y'all for years about Sheryl Crow and these other chicks. They are no earthly good. That's why as a black man, I can't. I'd rather stay single and childless if I mess with a white chick. They're opportunists. Look how Janice Dixon got paid because she said Cosby lawyer called her a liar. They paid her because the lawyer said she was a liar. But we all know her background. I was in high school, in Greenwich High School, hearing about Janet Dixon exploits. But now all of a sudden they want to play victims, and you got Toronto Burke and these other black women in Hollywood coming out throwing brothers under the bus. And you're like, don't y'all see what they doing? But this is why I say Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, all these other brothers have been accused at some point. They need to be class need to be taught on what not to do. Brothers, don't do this. Don't say that. Watch your back. If you feel somebody's trying to set you up, you need to start recording things. You need to get witnesses. You need to take precautions. Because I'm telling you right now, they ain't gonna stop until they destroy the image of the black man, this heterosexual black man. But they, and the thing is, they know Michael Jackson was. That's why they bring up about him being gay. I remember one time we used to talk about Jackson being gay. See, they don't want to bring gay in that correlation with child molesting. If you notice that, right? I want to see proof. I don't want to see old images and story. I want some proof, some actual proof. Pictures, DNA, something that's tangible. HBO was wrong for what they did. But Oprah Winfrey was ultimately wrong for giving them credence. Her and Gayle King. If Sheryl Crow is going to do this for the rest of their life, they're opportunists. They're going to badmouth our people till the day they die. It's sad that Tatum O'Neal has been drugged out actor and get interviewed all of a sudden. Every time you turn around, you got some of these white folk coming out throwing another black person, more so a black man under the bus. Think about this. This don't y'all see a pattern here? Every time a brother does something, and he lean to the left or to the right, they go find some white chick to come out and say he did something inappropriate, like we lusted after white women. But she come out and say oh yeah, Michael did it. You got no proof. You just out there saying this man did something that you didn't even see because of a bogus ass documentary. You wrong. But Sheryl Crow been doing this for years, so what she doing ain't new. It's just that cycle where she come out and bad Michael. But when he died, she was singing his praises. And then she gave an interview. Oh, Michael, he's such a genius. He did this. It wasn't for Michael. I wouldn't be here then. Then all of a sudden, when they said, okay, stay, you make billions of dollars. That's enough. When you got the Beatles catalog, sold it to such and such. Now we can go ahead and we can trash the man legacy now. We can trash him. I'm telling you, I'm saying this to my fellow black brothers. We gotta be more aggressive. We gotta be more skeptical and suspicious of people within our community, and now especially outside of our community. And what I mean by within our community, if somebody starts saying and doing things that you know are treacherous or going to destroy you or get you hurt, you need to kick them to the curb. But y'all better cut your BS meat on. No, just because a white person dances to your music, just because they eat some of the foods we eat, just because they lay down with you to pleasure you, don't mean that we in cahoots with each other. Just look what happened in these last shootings. White supremacy still exists in this country or around the globe. We have not addressed it yet. I don't trust these Hollywood types. All of a sudden, look how Corey Feldman flipped on Michael Jackson. And for years he was defending Michael Jackson. Now that Michael Jackson's gone, well, I don't get to go around and you can't borrow the money from him no more. So I can see him say this now. Look how these people that was defending Michael all of a sudden now they threw him under the bus because of one documentary. And even when you had the FBI and certain people say, hey, he was clear. There's no evidence there, but y'all still want to say he's a child molester. This is dangerous. This is why so many black men have gone to jail, lost their lives or their reputation, You got people constantly project their personal feelings or their behaviors on us. Sheryl Crow knew exactly what she's doing. She knew exactly where she was going. God don't like ugly. I pray one day the truth come out about Michael Jackson and what was going on. And I hope to God, all these people that have been backstabbing him and falsely accusing him, I hope they get theirs in the end. I really do. People say I shouldn't think that way, but I'm sorry. I'm going to be petty for a while. Because I told y'all 2 years ago, don't y'all find it odd, all of a sudden Michael Jackson's name being popped back up, the band been dead 8 years at that point? Doesn't make sense now, but now it does. One of these days, these devils are going to get theirs. And when they do, I hope I'm around to see it. I'm around to just enjoy it. Soak it in. But then you understand, we got people in our own community that are treacherous. But you want to step out and be friends with people who have a known hatred towards us.